to Utah Valley. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave here for the state championship. This is game 2 after last night. Crimson won 9-2. Let's set the House of Jump starting lineup for you for the home team, the Snow Canyon Warriors, the overall #1 seed. And Tank Kelly, right-handed junior who committed just a couple weeks ago to Utah Tech, takes to the mound for his warm-up pitches. Hayden Smith has had a great, sensational state tournament. He's behind the dish. The infield, Andrew Lyon will play third today. Won't hit, but he will play defensively with Tank moving over from third to the mound. Cruz Sechrist, the junior shortstop. At second base, Damon Ince. At first base, senior Braden Loveland. Outfield, you've got Sam Lindsay out in center field. Makayo Swinson is in right. And Corbin Hafen is in left, or is that Ryder Harrison? I can't tell. As Ryder DH. They had him in left to start yesterday. Last minute, Coach Sechrist sent us a change to the lineup card and went ahead and put Ryder Harrison as a DH because he hit the wall back on Wednesday and had to exit the game. But he did bat yesterday, and everything is fine. He is playing in the state championship on a Saturday. Of course, Jager Baldwin will lead things off, and can't talk enough about the year Jager Baldwin has had. And I was talking with a coach that actually had to cut Jager as a Little League player years ago. And now you look at Jager and you see what he's doing here inside the state championship, and you wonder if that motivated Jager just a little bit, having to overcome getting cut when he was, 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, and I don't know how he would ever get cut. He was one of my favorite players from 6 years old to 12 years old. So, anyways, yeah, Jager's a great kid, great hard worker, and that first pitch is down below the zone for ball 1.
We are underway. Play-by-play brought to you by Luke Udy, Udy Associates, American Family Insurance, and Tank Kelly. Fastball in for a called strike quickly, 1-1. It's Baldwin, Ty Maynard, and Petey Soto to lead things off here for the Mustangs. And go to houseofjump.com to check out all the events and all the things you can do. Great place to have your kid's next birthday party. Houseofjump.com, 415 South Dixie Drive. Oh, man, just a little bit higher than K-zone. Baldwin with an unbelievable eye there. Lays off it, and the count now 3-1. Here is the delivery, and lost him, Jager Baldwin. There's the free pass we were just talking about in our keys to the game, and Baldwin is quickly aboard.
Yeah, Coach Sechrist is probably like, we just had this conversation. Pound the zone. Free passes are not acceptable. I've always said that. It's like, hey, baseball's a numbers game. There's no sport that's as much as a numbers game as baseball. You throw 4 balls 100% of the time, they're going down to first base. Even if that pitch is high for ball 1, even if you throw one down the pipe, they're going to get out probably 50% of the time.
Maynard had squared to bunt, decides not to bunt. See what he does here. He shows the bunt, whips it back, called strike. Good pitch there by Talon Kelly. A lot of people call him Tank because he's a big, strong kid. But Sam Lindsay told me he just calls him TK. His name, Talon, does factor to be the Warriors' starting quarterback for Coach Esplin and the football team, as he backed up the senior Hunter Johnson, who's about to graduate next week at Snow Canyon High School.
Man, I can't believe that's upon us already, Devin.
I know where you and I will be Wednesday morning about 8 a.m.
No, Thursday morning.
Or Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. Now, I will be there Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. as well for practice.
Gotcha.
For practice, graduation practice.
They do a graduation practice. Got to nail that.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Got to have it flawless.
And, hey, I got to go through all those names, Dev.
Yeah, got to get the pronunciation right out.
There's some funny ones.
1-2 the count here on Ty Maynard. And a swing and a foul straight back.
Ty Maynard had a good game yesterday. Got hit once or twice, and in fact, it seemed like Javen had something personal. Not Javen, Coden had something personal against the Maynards. I think they both got hit.
Breaking ball. Maybe that was the slider. I think it was a slider that stays high. Talon Kelly comes in 2-1 in 11 appearances. He's touting a 2.94 earned run average. He's worked 33 and a third. He's given up 14 earned runs, struck out 55, and he has walked just 15. But Baldwin has already walked here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and Maynard was 1 for 3 yesterday with 2 RBIs.
And that one fought off out of play. Cache Valley Bank foul ball. Maynard will step back in to the Buck Brand Beef batter's box.
Boy, what a luxury it is as the 3, 4, 5 hitters for this Mustang lineup to have Baldwin and Maynard, your 1-2 hitters.
Shot to Rue. Rue's going to think about second. Instead, just go over to first. One away, a 5-3 put out.
A little bit of...
What happened there was nobody covering second.
Yeah.
It was miscommunication between Seekers and Ince on who was covering the bag.
And let's, again, this is one of those teams, the Mustangs. Yeah, just...
That's a good play by Andrew.
Absolutely. He kept his head in the play and at least got the out at first.
Well, Seekers...
But let's see if this comes back to kind of haunt the Warriors a little bit. That's a mistake.
Seekers with a hit to the left side took a couple steps, and that's a flare just foul off the bat of P.D. Soto Jr. He's hitting over 500 this year. Talked a lot about that. He has dipped to below 500 with the update today, but still hitting 488.
Yeah, but that's Hall of Fame in my book, Devin.
A lot of ABs for Petey this week. Crimson's put up a lot of runs, so
yeah,
the batting average has fluctuated quite a bit late in the season. And you're right. I mean, Seekers with that ball hit to the left side took 2 steps. And then Ince was playing way over in the 4 spot there at second.
Yeah, and I don't know whose responsibility that is when he's playing almost in a shift position over at second base. If that's Seacrest's job to get there, but that's so awkward because you're coming from the same side of the infield as the ground ball.
Soto lifts it. Swinson underneath it. They'll tag Baldwin from second to third. Here comes the throw. One hopper, but late. And Baldwin now down there at third base safely. And a fly out for P.D. Soto for out number 2 to right. And here is Trey Evans. Trey's story this year hasn't been smooth sailing with the injuries. Hitting 400 this week.
He was 1 for 4 yesterday, but put some really good swings on the ball.
Wednesday in that doubleheader where Crimson 1-2, he was hitting doubles everywhere.
Yeah, he was lighting it up.
0-1, fastball paints the edge, swing and a miss, strike 2. So quickly 0-2 to Trey Evans.
Tank Kelly looking really strong out there. Again, he should probably be out of this inning, if not for a little hiccup in the infield.
And that one fought up and out of play. Appreciate S&S Mechanical. They'll be keeping track of the strikeouts for you today. We'll see you on the K-meter how these pitchers fare. TK will step off the mound and reset. Smith will reset the signs. And now Kelly is ready to pitch to Evans, fouled into the dirt, or into the turf, I should say. And they'll give that one back. Breck Starley runs it over to the home plate umpire.
You know, we came here and the baseball parking lot was full out there in left center field. And I heard that it was Temp View graduation here today.
And a lot of some tennis matches going on here at Utah Valley, it looked like. And people were...
Oh, were they lining up over here at the tennis courts?
Looked like it. They were about to start playing some tennis. I don't know if they got a high school event.
Oh, Tank Kelly, another free pass.
Hit him. It hit him on a 1-2 count where it was ahead of Trey Evans.
Yeah, that's a mistake on the part of Tank Kelly's part. You know, when you're ahead in the count 1 and 2, that's the last thing that you want to do is go that far inside and get him right there in the side. Yeah, he wants that pitch back, no question about it.
So runners on the corners with 2 outs here. And here is Brexton Starley, who hit one 400 plus yesterday. It was a donut run, solo shot home run to left field. And it was a no-doubter. It flew away up by the secondary fence. One hop to the secondary fence, not the outfield wall.
Right.
The chain link fence way up the berm beyond the ballpark.
And
it was absolutely a bomb.
And no question about it, there was no wind aid on that one. That would have gone out.
It was just
with the wind blowing in, that would have gone out.
And there's a strike to Starley. 1-1 the count now. Starley this year having a great senior campaign. 449. 8th home run yesterday that he uncorked on of the season. That leads the Mustangs and is among the league leaders in the state of Utah.
Yeah. We've got Lindsey and Purser at 10, correct? And then so he would be at 8. So, yeah, he's climbing up that list for sure.
Checks his swing, but it's strike 2 on the outside part of the plate.
And again, this is one of those Southern Utah players that is going to play next level. So many Region 10 baseball players going to play next level. He will be going up to CSI up in Twin Falls.
And that one's just missing, and it's a full count. Talon Kelly battling here with Brexton Starley.
He will be joining Region 10 Cole DeCastro from the Desert Hills Thunder up at CSI.
Outside, and he lost him. And all of a sudden, just like yesterday in the top of the first inning, Crimson has loaded the bases. 2 outs. And here is center fielder Tyler West stepping in, the number 6 batter in Coach Abbott's lineup.
And this is exactly what Coach Sechrist was saying that they really can't do. All 3 players out there are on there by a free pass. Jager worked a walk.
Evans was hit. And yeah, so it's... And a chopper back to Kelly, gloves it, throws to first, and it gets away. It's going to be an E1 on the throw, and 2 runs will score.
Play at the plate.
Play at the plate. It's going to be 3 runs. So we'll score as Breck Starley comes all the way around, and the Mustangs jump out of the gate with the early lead. And that was a high chopper mark that Kelly had time to go ahead and make a good throw, and he just airmailed first base.
I think one of the issues that he had, it looked like he was still on the mound when he threw. He was on the back side of the mound, and I think he had time to really kind of step off that mound and give a good throw over to Loveland, but he kind of rushed it a little bit. And it's not easy throwing off those mounds.
Safe there, 3-0 Mustangs. Huge 2-out rally. They're going to try to swipe third, and they got him.
Yep.
West gets thrown out by Hayden Smith. Rue Lyon applies the tag, but not before the Mustangs do what they have done, and that's jump out of the gate with a 3 spot. 3 runs on no hits and 1 error. And we go to the bottom half of the first inning here at Utah Valley. Crimson 3, Snow Canyon coming up to bat on the Fan Sports Network and KSLSports.com.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
9 to reserve your spot today.
Well, we've already seen the unexpected. Crimson gets 3 runs in the first inning there on the top half of the first, Mark, and really could have been easily avoided if you don't have the error or you have somebody covering second base on what was a tailor-made double play potential ball.
Absolutely. And then the free passes, and Coach Sechrist talked about that in our pregame show. We have to throw, Tank Kelly has to throw strikes. We can't give up those free passes. One of those was a 1-2 count to, I believe it was Evans.
He hit Evans, yeah.
And you can't do that. You're ahead in the count. You've worked so hard to get there, and then you give it all away with one pitch. And the one thing about the Mustangs, they will make you pay for your mistakes. Very rarely do you see the Mustangs, not take advantage of those kind of mistakes. Very rarely.
Here is Bo Sampson. And Bo, the lefty, look at the numbers this year. He got roughed up early in the season in a game, but since then he's fought and got his ERA down all the way to 2.52. He's 6-1, the record this year. That loss coming to, was it the Cavemen of American Fork, if I'm not mistaken? It was a non-conference game early in the season, and they got to him for 9 or 10 runs. But Bo's 33 1/3 work. He's struck out 48 and walked 20, and he starts Swinson off with strike one. Opponents are only hitting .210 off of Bo Sampson, 6'4", left-handed pitcher. Already committed to pitch next level college baseball. Swing and a miss, strike two quickly to Mikhail.
I was asking him on the way out of the ballpark either yesterday or the night before. I can't remember. This whole week is just a big blur to me now, but I'm like, Bo, are you still growing? And he goes, I don't know. It feels like it.
And a swing and a miss and an S&S Mechanical strikeout. Down goes Swinson on swings. S&S Mechanical, heating, cooling, plumbing specialists. Of course, get those AC tune-ups before the triple digits hits in Southern Utah. Check out all their other offers on rebates if you need a new air conditioner this year. SNSairconditioning.com. Here's Cruz Sechrist, 1 for 4 yesterday in the loss for Snow Canyon.
Now he's just pounding the zone right now. I believe that's just 4 straight pitches and 4 strikes. Did he mix a ball in there to Swinson? I can't remember.
Pop up down the line, twisting foul. That'll get out of play. Starley giving it a long run. Maynard is behind the plate. Starley's playing at first. Got Tate Maynard at third. Petey Soto at shortstop. Still Barbin's at second.
Yeah, he has thrown 5 pitches, 5 strikes.
Trey Evans is in left. He was DHing yesterday, but he is in left. Tyler West, that one's fouled off. Straight back.
Kind of just to the right of us here a little bit, Devin.
West in center and Jager Baldwin out in right field. There's your House of Jump defensive starters for Coach Justin Abbott. We're in the bottom of the first inning, and Cruz Sechrist swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to open up this game for Bo Sampson.
He looks as strong, if not even a little bit stronger than, I can't believe I'm going to say this, than Javen Ross did last night, because Javen just went through this lineup as well. And but boy, Bo has every pitch. He's got 7 pitches, every single one of them a strike. That is the first ball that he has thrown, and Smith gets ahead of the count, 1-0.
Here is Hayden Smith, right-handed batter, and there's a called strike to Smith. Smith this year hitting .367, 7 home runs, 14 doubles, 1 triple. And how about leading the Warriors second on the team in RBI. Let's see, 28 RBI. No, that's Ryder. I'm trying to see where he falls in the RBI tally. He's right up there. And there's a swing and a hit into center. Ty West jogging in, has a beat on it, and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. How about that for Bo Sampson?
Yeah, Bo's going to get out of here with 11 pitches, and I think 8 of them were strikes. That is amazing efficiency. Pounding the zone.
And Smith actually does lead the Warriors. 36 RBIs. Strikes out 2 big S&S Mechanical Ks. We've played 1 full inning of baseball here on a championship Saturday. Mustangs on the Wilkinson scoreboard have the 3-0 lead over the Warriors.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu
Stop by the Taco Time for lunch or dinner and get fresh ingredients. Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
UCCU will provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer or stop by any branch.
Back here live at Utah Valley University, UCCU Field. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave for a state championship. Last night, 9-2. Crimson grabbed game one. A win here, and they will celebrate back-to-back titles. A win by the Warriors as they trail 3-0 to start off this top of the second inning. It means we'll turn around and play another game after this one is over. Little rubber match. Hot shot off the bat of McKay Wright, and it gets through the wickets of Cruz Sechrist into left field, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and again, tough play for Sechrist at short, but I think he makes that again 9 out of 10 times, and just chalk to the Warriors. I don't know really how else to explain that right there.
Here is Tate Maynard, strike one. Try to keep you updated with some of the state track over at BYU. Samaje Jones of Crimson Cliffs took the 4A girls 100 meters already this morning. Trey to Spain won the 1600 state championship. Ran the 1600 in about 4:18.
Wow. And Maynard, Kelly gets ahead of Maynard with an 0-2 count. Maynard can't lay down the bunt.
No surprise, Carson Nowatzki of Snow Canyon won the 4A discus state title. And a shot through the right side. Ince was playing way over towards first base, and a big gap there, and they find it. Good piece of hitting there for the Mustangs. Now 2-on with nobody out here in inning number 2, and Crimson up 3-0.
And I think that that little tiny shift that they have has cost them a couple of outs right now. I think normally that's right at the second baseman without that little semi-shift that the Warriors put on.
Shout out to Amelia Nadald of Snow Canyon. I think she's a freshman, Mark. 4A girls long jump state champion already this morning.
Wow.
Over 17 feet and some change to win the title.
Fantastic.
And a called strike to Still Barber. Lucy Harris of Desert Hills, 4A girls 300-meter hurdles champion. That just happened moments ago over there. I know the Desert Hills 4x1 relay team set the state record, and they won state.
Oh, really?
With like Ellie Hendricks and all those girls on it. A shot to second, and they'll get it over to Sechrist. No chance for a double play. So a fielder's choice. Ince gets the out closest to him at second, and now runners on the corner for the leadoff guy. And already Crimson has batted around. Here's Jacob Baldwin.
And Baldwin looking to add to his tournament RBI total here.
Did that ball get stuck in Ince's mitt there, Mark?
It wasn't a clean exchange for sure, because I thought for sure that was a tailor-made double play. But I think in the exchange it did get stuck in there a little bit. They got the sure out at second. And Barbin went sliding into first base head first. I think there's been studies done on that says it's not any faster.
Breaking ball and a good one from TK. Strike one.
But it does look good.
Baldwin led off with a walk. Later scored the first run of this game. Crimson up by 3 here. Kelly, fastball popped up into shallow right center field.
I don't think it's going to be
Swenson
deep
calls
enough.
off Ince, and they will not tag. The throw comes down, and Crimson was not going to try it there.
Yeah, Swenson, definitely called off Ince. Ince was in the play a lot longer than I thought he would be, but I knew that wasn't going to be long enough or deep enough to score a run. Now, if Entz would have caught that ball with his momentum taking him out to the outfield, if I'm right, maybe I test that arm with not having the momentum going towards home plate. But Swenson did call it off, had the momentum coming in, no advancement.
Strike there to Maynard, Ty Maynard. And now TK ready. And a swing and a foul tip, strike 2. 0-2 the count here with one away.
Kelly would love to get out of this inning and have a goose egg up there on the top of the second scoreboard for the Mustangs.
Got 2 outs, just needs one more here. Staying down in the zone, and it's a foul tip, strike 3. The throw down to first, and that'll do it. I thought maybe he foul tipped and he must have missed it.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was a foul tip as well, but nobody's arguing it, so we just didn't have a very good vantage point up here.
Swing and a miss. It must have went off the shin guard of Hayden Smith and not found the bat. Maynard kind of knew it because he took out of the box towards first.
Yeah, no argument from anybody, so it definitely was just a bad vantage point from where we are.
So the Warriors can try to add some here as they will go to the bottom of the second. Mustangs leading 3-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Back here on the Fan Sports Network, KSLSports.com after this quick timeout.
In Utah, we love our sports. At KSL, we live and breathe sports. Wherever the action is.
Look who we found in Pasadena.
We're there. Wherever you are. Tune in. On air, online, and on the new KSL Sports app. We cover it all. From high school to pro. And the only radio team that's home to the Utah Jazz. KSL Sports Live and KSL Sports Zone. The one team that never stops tracking your teams.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
526390 Equal Opportunity Lender.
Back live here, UCCU Ballpark. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave, the whole crew been up here all week long, enjoying bringing you the coverage in the 4A Baseball State Championship. Of course, Softball State Championship between Ridgeline and Bear River going on over at BYU today. All of our region teams from down in the southern Utah area exit a little bit earlier in the week. So you got an all region 11 showdown for the softball title, but in baseball you got all region 10 showdown.
Interesting. I kind of thought the Lady Warriors or the Lady Thunder had certainly a good opportunity for one of them to get into that matchup, but neither one of them can survive and advance long enough on the softball side. But here we are, baseball side, like you mentioned, Devin. It is all region 10 matchup. Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, Snow Canyon Warriors. And right now, Mustangs up 3-0. We're going to the bottom of the second. See if the Warriors can string some hits together and maybe put some runs up on the scoreboard, maybe even a crooked number.
It'll be Sam Lindsay. The Warriors went down in order in the first inning, so the cleanup hitter will lead off the bottom half of inning number 2 against Bo Sampson. And a pop-up out there, ranging over Barbin, coming in, Baldwin calls for it, sliding. And boy, Jager Baldwin has a flair for the dramatics.
Oh my goodness, great catch out there by Jager Baldwin. He had to come a long ways to get that ball and was able to make it with a sliding catch. Look at here on the replay here. And Entz just got down in time as well. Excuse me, Barbin.
So now Warriors will try to get a little something going with one out after Lindsay pops up, and Sampson already ahead in the count. 0-1 pitch to Tank Kelly, swing and a miss, strike 2.
And Bo looks like he's just really he's certainly engaged up there on the mound, and he's just kind of selling through here. He's challenging the hitters.
And that one fought up out of play. It's a Cache Valley Bank foul ball.
And he's either getting them with the swing and the misses or the pop flies and the ground balls. He's challenging them and just saying, here's my fastball, here's my slider, go ahead and hit it.
Trivia question today. Coach Reed Seeker, Snow Canyon Warriors head coach, 18th season, had how many hits in a game? Most hits in a game. How many did he have, Mark? That is our trivia question. When he was at Viewmont back in the late 80s.
And now we're talking one game.
Yes.
And set the stage for me one more time.
1988.
Oh,
Reed Seacrest was a young pup at Viewmont High School.
Okay.
Blaine Weber High School.
Okay.
He's second in the record books with hits in a game. How many hits did he have? And there's a grounder, and Ince thrown out, and that'll do it. So the Warriors not able to get anything going yet against Bo Sampson. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base through 2 full innings. 3-0 Mustangs. We'll tell you about our answer when we come back here on the Fan Sports Network.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bride Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Crossing Santa Clara and in Hurricane, think Bucks.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Trivia question for you. How many hits did Reed Seeker, Snow Canyon skipper, have?
Well, I got to think it's something special. Boy, this would be a lot of ABs. It must be a high-scoring game, I'm hoping. I'm going to go 7.
Very good guess. 6 hits.
6 hits.
In a game, and that's second all-time in the UHSA record books.
Wow.
7 is the record.
Oh, okay.
Dave Justice from Emory actually did it against Snow Canyon back in 2006. Petey Soto starts off the inning with a leadoff single out into left field off Tank Kelly. And I believe that would have been Coach Seeker's first or second year. This is his 18th season, so that would have been his second year as the coach of the Warriors.
Right.
He started in 2005, if memory serves me well, which is about the same time as I started a local radio show. Been in radio for 20 years, but 18 years.
Wow.
With the show. That one fouled off out of play. Most hits in a season is 55. Brock Watkins, he also holds the record for most hits in a career. Is Trey Evans going to rip one down the line, one hop the fence? It's going to be a double. Petey Soto is going to round third, and Petey Soto is going to score, and a Superman dive to home plate, and it's 4-0 Mustangs.
Be careful down there, Petey. That can hurt. Yeah,
almost like me off a diving board.
Yeah, it was a belly flop onto home plate. Oh my gosh. I taught him as a youth. That is for sure. But again, Mustangs really making you pay.
4-0. RBI double by Trey Evans. And there's a shot into center. This could score another run. Lindsey goes and gets it. Evans will cruise around third, and it is 5-0. Back-to-back RBI doubles by the Mustangs. And they are just seeing it well right now and barreling it up.
Yeah, second time through seeing Kelly, and yeah, he just puts the barrel out there, goes oppo to the right center field.
Breck Starley has been incredible this year. So
yes,
first Evans, then Starley, and here comes Brandon Lyon, the Warrior pitching coach, out for Nets on Fire meeting on the mound. Nets on Fire. Got a big basketball tournament going on this weekend. Over 80 teams playing at Nets and around southern Utah. And of course, summer training packages available. Go to netsonfire.org to check it out for your up-and-coming hoops players. Kelly's kicking a little dirt around the rubber. Conversation with the infield drawn in here. 5-0. 5 runs on 4 hits. And Bo Sampson has through 2 innings been perfect, as he has got a goose egg and a no-hitter going. It's early, but he has been on point.
Yeah, he has.
Meanwhile, Crimson just kind of picking up the bats where they left off last night after winning 9-2 in Game 1.
And, you know, here's the deal. You take away that first inning where, you know, we're going to look back where they put a 3 spot on the board, and they really should have gotten out of there with 0. A few mistakes. Back to back by the Warriors, and the Mustangs made him pay and put a 3 up there. West stepping in now. He's 0 for 1 today. He was 2 for 5 yesterday with a couple RBI.
Tank Kelly trying to regroup now after that meeting on the mound. Here's the pitch, bunt shown, and he gets it down, but it does hook foul. That had a sit pin on it, didn't it?
Yeah, that had a little Pro V1 action on it, like your golf ball did a couple of days ago, or yesterday, Devin. I told you, you got to stop spinning those. You had one right at the, well, it was below the pin a little bit, and you spun it back off the green.
A lot of moisture up here in northern Utah this winter. I'm going to chalk it up to the course hasn't dried out yet. You'd think that they would sit softly, but they were actually pretty quick.
What is the conversation here? Are they thinking that it maybe hit the bat, or I don't know what the... Okay.
Maybe it touched Ty West.
Yeah.
See, after he bunted it off the bat, maybe it hit him.
It's just going to be strike one. The umpires conferred. They got together, and we've talked about this earlier in the tournament, where these umpire crews, I like the fact that they do get together. They talk about it. What'd you see? What'd you see? You know, obviously, if there's nothing different, if they didn't see anything different, they're going to remain with the call, and that's what they do. Strike one.
And he'll bunt it this time down the third base line. That will stay fair. The only play for Smith is over to first, and it's not in time. Ty West, a bunt single.
Boy, that was just a perfectly laid down bunt. And I'm wondering, not that Smith had really a choice there. He probably had to pick it up, but it had a lot of spin on it as well, and I'm wondering if that would have spun out a foul. Not quite sure. But now we'll never know.
So 2 on, nobody out, and here comes Coach Sechrist. I mean, it's 5-0, and he's going to the bullpen and bringing in Mikaio Swinson from right. Just can't let this game get any further out of hand. And they have been seeing Tank Kelly pretty well today. Coach Sechrist will go to Swinson. We'll talk about his numbers when we come back after this timeout on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Crimson leading 5-0.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
here, Utah Valley University's UCCU ballpark. And Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave. With the new pitcher is Mikaio Swenson, junior right-handed pitcher who comes in trailing 5-0. And for Kelly, not the start he was looking for. They got to him early. Obviously, Tank had the crucial error, not really as the pitcher throwing the pitch, but as a defender when he got that comebacker that he airmailed over Loveland's head as he was trying to throw off the mound that could have got them out of the first inning unscathed.
No question about it.
That error proved very costly, and
I think we got that right here on the
this is the play.
SNS mechanical replay.
You're trying to get out of an inning, and you're trying to get an out over first, and then all those runs come in that first inning, 3-0 before you blink.
But also, too, those 3 runs are all on Kelly. He walked every single one of them. One of them with a true walk. The other 2 hit batters. Maybe one was a hit batter and 2 walks. But those are all on. Those are on him. And he was ahead 1-2 in the count on Evans when he came inside and hit him.
Yeah, 2 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, walked 2, struck out 1. The final numbers on TK. And now Swenson comes in, 0.57 ERA. So sub 1 earned run average.
They're going to need that type of performance from here on out.
12 1/3 work.
Right now up for bat. 0 for 1 today
is McKay Wright. And you look at some of the supplemental numbers. Struck out 22. He's only walked 4. And he's only given up 1 earned run all year.
Yeah, that's incredible.
He's only given up 7 hits in 12 1/3 work.
Smith, the catcher, putting out the signals to the infielders, probably knowing that something is on for the Mustangs. West probably going down to second base here as soon as he can.
5-0 Swenson sees the runner go, and West is going to get a Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loan stolen base. No throw from Smith. Runners on second and third now here. Top of the 3rd inning. Nobody out. Swenson, chopper off the bat, a right foul. And McKay, 2-1.
And McKay Wright's thinking right now, I got 2 RBIs sitting out there, 2 ducks on the pond that I would love to pad my stats a little bit. Not that he's concerned about stats, but you always want to take advantage when you got runners in scoring position.
And the pitch, high, 3-1 the count. Swenson just trying to slow down this high-octane attack of the Mustangs. And he lost him. Bases are loaded, and Tate Maynard will be the batter. As he'll grab his bat, slow walk into the Buck Brand Beef batter's box. Grass-fed, locally raised cattle. You want a side to stock up the freezer. You want a half side. You can split it with your neighbor. Email buckbrand@gmail.com. They'll cut it up how you want. Or you can give them a call. Get all the details on how you can get a side of beef. 435-644-2825. First pitch down Broadway called strike 1. Good pitch there from Swenson.
Yeah, it's going to be nice if Swenson can work ahead of the hitters in the count. And maybe these, that's fouled back for strike 2. So then maybe these Mustang hitters won't be sitting dead red on these 3-1 counts, 3-2 counts.
Of course, our Bucks Ace Hardware look ahead is to a potential game. Oh no.
Inside.
Hit by a pitch. Maynard will get an RBI as Starley, who doubled, will come home. 6-0 Mustangs. We'll only have an if necessary game, though, if Snow Candy comes back and wins. And already 6-0 now. And Swenson not happy with that location of that pitch.
And I will say, you know, Tate Maynard does crowd that plate. So you do kind of want to go inside on him, but sometimes you miss your spot.
Barbin, first pitch swinging, pops it up out of play. A Cache Valley Bank foul ball. Appreciate your financial outfitters at Cache Valley Bank. Locations all over.
And here's the thing, too. We got 0 outs on the board right now, Devin. Bases loaded. They've already scored 3.
Second time in the first 3 innings that the Mustangs have loaded them up. Actually, they just kind of make a habit of that. We mentioned the 5 bases loaded last night. Shot through the right side. They had the shift on. This time they didn't. And that is an RBI hit for Still Barbin. And the hit parade continues for the Mustangs. It's 7-0.
And, that's when just things aren't going your way. I don't know when they brought Ince back over from that exact same location. But then they do, and then they go right to that spot.
The shift had not worked. It's actually Lyon at second.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
With Kelly going back to third after he came out of the game as the pitcher.
Okay.
And high ball 1 to Jager. Ball third AB already here as we're in the top of the third inning. Crimson got 3 in the first. Didn't score in the second, but got 4 already here in this inning. And Baldwin watches that one outside corner for called strike 1. Baldwin 0 for 1 in this game today, but what a night he had last night. Swinging him at strike 2. And it's been pretty well documented. We've talked a little bit about, not everybody's healthy. Evans the hammy, Baldwin the shoulder, Harrison ran into the wall. Warriors don't have Trey Kelch, got injured a week ago, not available this week. So everybody's got some injuries late in the year.
Absolutely.
But Baldwin, you'd never know it by the numbers he's putting up that he has been nicked up a little bit.
No, he's been swinging it well.
They made a diving catch already in this
catches,
game.
Yeah.
And he'll pull that one well foul down the third base dugout line. We'll be selecting a Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. Have we seen it yet? Well, we don't know. Appreciate the boys at AWP. Also name a Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game. And Baldwin, this one, he straightens out a little bit, but it's still foul. One hops off the bullpen fence.
And you can tell by that swing, his shoulder isn't free and loose as it normally is. But certainly healthy enough to be out there and contribute to his team.
And missing there. Baldwin 434 batting average. 36 hits, 36 runs scored, 23 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 1 home run, the season numbers. And that one in foul territory, hit high. There's room over there, going over Loveland, and he basket catches it. Good play by Loveland. And they'll throw down to home, and nobody will advance. And that's a big out. Much needed for Swenson.
Yeah, for sure. You got to get that first out on the board.
And that's a tough out to get in Jager Baldwin.
Yeah.
Another tough out. Ty Maynard will step in for 23 hitter. Ty's a catcher today. He catches Sampson. Starley usually catches Ross. So Starley's playing first base today. So the catcher today takes that for ball 1. Ty and Tate Maynard. Chance to win back-to-back state championships as twin brothers. Kind of a cool storyline there.
Yeah, no question about it. Yeah, a lot of cool storylines. That pitch is out, low and out for ball 2. A lot of cool storylines on this Mustang team. You mentioned the twins.
Fouled straight back. 2-1 the count now to Ty Maynard.
You got P.D. Soto Jr. with his pops passing away during COVID. Shortstop. There's a lot of backstories. With a lot of players on a lot of teams, but this Mustang team certainly has them as well.
Chopper foul.
Bases loaded, 1 out, 7-0 right now. Mustangs up on the Warriors, still in the top of the third.
And a shot out into center. Lindsay, one hop, gloves it, and another run will score. And it's 8-0 Mustangs. They just continue to pour it on at the plate. Ty Maynard picking up a ribby.
And at some point, we're going to watch it here. I thought he had a chance to really kind of do something for his pitcher there. Maybe he lost it in the sun.
I think he was trying to sell, and I don't think he could get to that. I think he was just trying to sell that he was maybe going to, catch it in the air and hold the runner and then try to throw him out of home.
Yeah.
And here comes Coach Sechrist, and we've got another move to the bullpen. Kyson Goetz, I believe, might come into this game. So right now, Coach Sechrist doing what he can to find anybody that can get some outs of this deadly Crimson lineup. We'll talk about the pitching change when we come back here on the Fan Sports Network. Now 8-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Is the mascot of House of Jump, and he offers trampolines, dodgeball, and arcade games. Pizza, drinks, and decorations are included, so visit houseofjump.com to customize your birthday package. Houseofjump.com. Use discount code PARTY for 20% off. Houseofjump.com.
Introducing the Clean Can Plan from Bin Blasters. Say goodbye to dirty and smelly garbage cans forever with their convenient subscription service. For just $19.99 a month, you'll get 4 professional cleanings per year. And if your bin needs extra cleanings in between, it's free of charge. They're expert.
In Utah, we love our sports. At KSL, we live and breathe sports. Wherever the action is.
Look who we found in Pasadena.
We're there. Wherever you are. Tune in. On air, online, and on the new KSL Sports app. We cover it all, from high school to pro, and the only radio team that's home to the Utah Jazz. KSL Sports Live and KSL Sports Zone. The one team that never stops tracking your teams.
And we are back here. Kyson Goetz now becomes the third pitcher for Coach Sechrist. Numbers on Kyson. 4-1 record this year. 8 appearances, 3.53 earned run average, 33 2/3 work. It's given up 17 earned runs, struck out 48, walked 15, given up just 2 home runs. And Goetz, the junior, opponents hitting just 267 off of him.
Yeah, now you got to face probably one of the best hitters in the state of Utah, not just 4A, but Petey Soto Jr. We've talked about how his batting average has been north of 500 most of the year. It's kind of dipped a tiny bit, but he is still raking.
First pitch from Goetz, outside, ball 1. And you can tell, going back to what Coach Sechrist told us in the pregame show, is just, I need guys to throw strikes today, and that has not been the case. He's hoping Goetz can throw some strikes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Problem is when they've thrown strikes, 8 Mustang hits in the first 3 innings so far, and we still have just 1 out here in the 3rd inning.
But as a head coach or a skipper, whatever you want to call him, you can accept that. You can be like, you know what, they were hitting the ball. You can accept that for sure, but what's not acceptable is just free pass after free pass. That's going to drive a head coach crazy.
And that's why you're seeing multiple pitching changes already.
Exactly.
Trying to keep this within reach. Snow Cane's offense is great, but Sampson has been on the other side perfect through 2 innings. High. 3 runs in the first. Already 5 runs here in the top of the 3rd for Crimson Cliffs. Looking to go back-to-back state championships, and boy, have they got off to a great start to do so. 8-0 lead. 2 on, 1 out. And Soto's going to rip this one into right field. Swinson can't get to it. And a run will score. It's 9-0 Mustangs.
Yeah, just a tough way to start this first game of championship Saturday. Maybe the only game if the Warriors, they've spotted the Mustangs 9 runs already on 8 hits. Bases are loaded. Only 1 out still.
And Trey Evans
rips one.
But foul.
Yeah.
Boy, he loves to pull the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's got so much power. when he pulls the ball. Actually, he's got power pretty much all across the field, but boy, when he does pull one, it has a little extra zip to it for sure.
Class of 2024, not committed anywhere. I know he's been on some visits. I know some teams that definitely have an eye on Trey Evans, but because of the injury this year, probably not getting as many offers as he would had he not had the injury and keep him out all of the regular season.
Very possible.
But I don't think he has to worry. He'll find a place to play.
No, I agree 100%.
And if he has a season like his sophomore year, next year, and his senior year, he could be drafted, some people think.
You know, I'm sure after this season, he just needs to give that hammy some rest, get it back to 100%, and he'll be just fine.
Last player I can remember drafted high out of St. George, Utah, right out of high school, was Marcus Littlewood. Played at Pineview. Drafted by the Seattle Mariners. Pop up by Evans over to first. Loveland camping underneath it and squeezes it for out number 2.
You know, it was kind of fun last year being part of the Desert Hills family, you know, with all the scouts coming to all the games for Peyton Gubler. I mean, there were Giants, Yankees, Brewers, you know, several teams came and were looking at him, and that kind of put a little buzz around the ballpark for sure.
Breck Starley had an RBI double last AB, hit a 400-foot plus bomb last night, a solo shot home run, which was his 8th of the season.
Boy, he'd love to do that right now.
And had a beat on him, but fouls it straight back. We'll be naming a Morgan Pest Control defensive play of the game right now. Again, guess who? Jager Baldwin with a sliding catch, probably a top play nominee.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
0-2 pitch from Goats. Trying to nibble on that bottom corner of the K zone. Didn't get that call.
Trying to get Stardy to chase.
Goats.
Timeout called by Starley. He steps back in there.
Pitch. Shoots away from Smith, but not far enough for anybody to advance. Good block by the catcher of the Warriors, Hayden Smith. Seen a lot of the 5 and 6A teams coming to watch some baseball here. They're going to be here next week.
Yeah,
starting Monday.
And they've been here for the last couple of days. I've been watching them. They've come in full uniform. That pitch is outside for ball 3 for a full count. I've been watching them for the past couple of days. They'll come in full uniform. They'll come in shorts and jersey like they've been hitting.
Do you think they're just looking to see what the skips are doing, the turf?
I don't know.
Trying to get a feel for the field?
I think they just love baseball.
That too. Goats inside, lost Starley, and that will walk in another run, and it is now a 10-0 lead for the Mustangs. Not exactly what Coach Sechrist had in mind, trying to win the game 2 to force a game 3. Instead, the Mustangs, they can start thinking about, you know, a 5-inning game potentially here, because the bases are still loaded with 2 outs.
Yeah. And West just looking to add on to that big lead.
Outside.
And some of these, I would say probably half of these runs are just due to Warrior mistakes, whether they were walks, hit by pitch, errors in the field.
Swing and a miss from Tyler West. Yeah, I mean, when you're playing the defending champs and you're down 1-0 series, you need to be flawless. And
you do.
That has not been the case. Some of these have been self-inflicted wounds. That is not debatable, but you got to give credit to Crimson Cliffs for just making plays, too, and being patient with their approach at the plate.
And they do make you pay for your mistakes. That's one thing that I have seen time and time again while watching this Mustang baseball team play is you make a mistake, they're going to take advantage of it. They're going to jump all over it.
1-2 the count now. Goats ahead of Tyler West. Now time is called. And everybody resets. Appreciate Mountain Land Supply, your home for Bryant Air Conditioners in St. George, commercial or residential. Stop by, see what Mountain Land and Bryant can do for you. Bryant, whatever it takes. Chopper back to Goats. He'll run it over, underhanded, and finally the inning is over, but not before a crooked number. 7 runs plated in the top of the 3rd inning. We go to the middle of the 3rd. All Mustangs here in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. 10-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Welcome back. High school baseball, state tournament, and all season long, presented by the Boulevard. For over 48 years, making your house more like home. Well, Bo Sampson, he's been flawless, and he's got a 10-0 lead. I don't know if Bo could have woke up and said, hey, guys, go get me 10, but that's the case. He's got a 10-run cushion.
Well, here's the thing, too, is he was sitting over there in the dugout for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Hopefully he kept that arm loose because it's been a bit. It's been a hot minute since he's been on the mound.
And now you have to be really disciplined at the plate if you're Snow Canyon.
Yeah.
Got to try to find a way to get runners aboard, and that has not happened yet today with Bo Sampson. And first pitch missed him up high, ball 1. And a fastball down the middle, 1-1 the count. Corbin Hafen, Jr.
Lefty.
Right back to Sampson. Gloves it. Sampson to throw over. One away. Starley squeezes it in the mitt. 1-3 the put out.
You know, there haven't been many, if any. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there's been any barreled up balls against Sampson today. Everything's been weak contact. And that's when you know he's hitting his spots as a pitcher.
Here's Ledger Ship. Ledger, lefty hitter. Yeah, Snow Canyon, you know, they have not had an early lead at all this entire state tournament. They were able to come back their first 3 games and win them all until last night. And now this would be one of the most epic comebacks you could ever script if they were to come back.
Absolutely, and we were talking at the break. It is a tall task to come back against Sampson.
Beautiful pitch on a 2-0 count by Bo Sampson. It's now 2-1.
But it's like you say, Devin, expect the unexpected. We don't know.
Ship, chopper, good speed, but Soto's going to glove it. But it flipped out of the mid on the transfer, and Ledger Ship is aboard.
Maybe that's the first mistake that the Mustangs have made this game for sure.
Yeah,
and let's see if
on PD.
Let's see if the Warriors can take advantage of a mistake. The Mustangs have certainly taken advantage of the Warrior mistakes. Let's see if they can flip the script here.
Pitch from Sampson. High, ball one. Sampson now rocks, delivers, Bender, strike two. That was the pitch that Coach Abbott told us that Mike Gargano, the pitching coach for the Mustangs, has been working the last 3-4 weeks with Bo on. It was that curveball.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty one.
Yeah, and with a 10-0 lead, you have the luxury of working on some pitches like that.
Now one missing. 2-1 the count now. Outside corner, just off the plate. 3-1.
Hey, shout out to the Millers from Panguitch. It's one thing I love about baseball is it brings people together. I haven't seen them for about 3 or so years. Landon played with their son, Shea, who Shea played with many of these players out here on this field. He was a shortstop catcher.
Soto fields it over to second, relay, not in time.
And Shea finished up his high school baseball career with Panguitch. They have the fall season over there. So, yeah, just one thing I love about baseball is the baseball family and how big it is over the past 10 years.
Here is Swinson. Makayo Swinson, leadoff man. Finally, Warriors back to the top of the order. One on with 2 outs. And what does Sampson do? Starts him off with a strike. Sampson has not been behind much in the count today.
Not at all. He's been pretty close to flawless.
Chopper to Soto, backhands it. Throw to second in time. There's Petey Soto flashing leather, so he has an error, but he makes up for it. And no damage done. After 3 full innings here in the 4A state championships, it's all Mustangs, 10-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
First Days Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big A store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Think bucks.
Back live here at UCCU Ballpark, our streaming title sponsor of sports here on KSL inside the 4A Baseball Championships. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave. Crimson up 1-0 after winning last night and up 10-0. They can smell a state title for the second consecutive year. And McKay Wright will lead off for the Mustangs here in the top of inning number 4. Kyson Goats back on the pitch, and strike one. Right over the plate.
Again, just a beautiful day here at the ballpark.
Gentle little breeze. That one outside, 1-1. A lot less wind than we had last night. Last night we did have a little, 12 to 14. From parts of the game, Chopper to third. Talon Kelly rocks it over to first. A 5-3 put out, one away. McKay Wright grounds out. Wind is definitely blowing out a little bit there. You can see the American flag in the distance is fluttering, but actually not much. Just enough to kind of keep it a little cool and not affecting a thing really out there. Goats trying to find the plate, and he does. Strike one to Tate Maynard. Tate 1 for 1 today. Strike two from
one of the first batters that the Warrior pitchers have got ahead 0-2. They've been behind most of the day.
Ball one way up high and outside to the right-handed batter. Tyson Goetz, right-handed pitcher for the Warriors. And that one down, missing the K zone. 2-2 the count now. Appreciate In-Around Sports Performance. Foul tip. Straight back. In-Around Sports Performance summer training package is available. Spots will fill up fast if you're got, grade schoolers, middle schoolers looking to play football. Check out the Ground Force camps this summer at Intermountain Sports Performance. Locations, 5 of them in the state of Utah, from Logan to St. George. And a little battle going on as Maynard fights another one off.
And Maynard has battled back here to a full count. Started 0-2. He's fouled a few off, got some balls, and battled to a full count here.
Popped him up. Out there is second baseman Damon Ince, and he makes the catch. So with Swenson now back playing right field, Ince has went back to second. Kelly, who started this game on the mound, has went to third, and Andrew Lyon has went back to the dugout and is not playing defensively. Lyon started the game at third, moved to second. And here is the number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Mustangs and Coach Avisteel Barban, who's 1 for 2, getting his third AB of this game. And it's ball one from Kyson Goetz, rocking, firing. There's strike one. Count even. Appreciate Rally Stop, one of our great sponsors. Bin Blasters. Check out binblasters.com. Get yourself the clean can plan. Chopper to third. It is going to be a foul ball.
Ooh. I was watching the home plate umpire, and I'm like, throw your hands up. I thought that was foul, too. The third base umpire did. That would have been a very difficult play for Kelly to make, even with his strong arm. With Barban's speed, that would have been a very difficult play.
1-2 pitch. Fouled up and out of play again. Going through some baseballs today on foul tips.
I like what Goetz is doing, though. He's been the only Warrior pitcher so far that's really challenged these hitters as far as, really pounding that zone like Coach Sechrist in his key to the game wanted his pitchers to do.
Barban asked for time. A couple people asked me about pitch clock making its way to the high school level, and I don't see it anytime soon, but probably eventually. And Goetz got Barban on the left shoulder.
Again, on a 1-2 count. Baseball 101. You don't go that far inside on a 1-2 count and give it all away. All the hard work that you did, you gave it away in one pitch.
So back to the top of the order. This is the 4th time through, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. 10-0 Mustangs leading. This score holds up. They will be your 4A state champs for the 2nd consecutive year in baseball. Of course, 4A will look a lot different as that first pitch from Goetz missing. Just 13 teams in 4A the last 2 years. They've realigned. Obviously, we got the news back in January. There'll be 4 4A regions. And they'll double in size.
So if you wanted to get a state title, the last 2-3 years would have been the time to do it. A little bit easier. Not that there's not great teams, but now you're going to have to go through more great teams.
Teams like, Provo, Park City be coming in. It'll be exciting. I think most of the coaches in the current 4A, whether Region 10 or Region 11, are excited about.
Oh, I think so too.
The expansion. State championship, you can argue, will be a little tougher, but we'll see. Swing and a miss. Baldwin goes down. A rare strikeout for Jager Baldwin. S&S Mechanical K for Kyson Goetz. We go to the middle of the fourth. Still 10-0 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Crimson cruising over Snow Canyon here in Game 2 of the 4A State Baseball Championships.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
In Utah, we love our sports. At KSL, we live and breathe sports. Wherever the action is.
Look who we found in Pasadena.
We're there. Wherever you are. Tune in. On air, online, and on the new KSL Sports app. We cover it all. From high school to pro. And the only radio team that's home to the Utah Jazz. KSL Sports Live and KSL Sports Zone. The one team that never stops tracking your teams.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Well, the lead story right now as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning.
Don't say it. Don't say it, Devin.
Why?
Don't say it.
Why?
Don't you dare tell what the lead story is right now.
10-0 score.
Okay.
I won't say it.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. You know I don't believe in a broadcaster's jinx.
Well, it's just kind of a baseball thing.
I know baseball players are superstitious, but I'm not.
And there's something on the screen for our viewers on KSL, maybe kind of hinting at what that big story might be, but.
You're more superstitious than Justin Abbott or Reed Seacrest, which is hard to do.
It's just a baseball thing, Devin. It's just a baseball thing. Oh. Anyway, thank you, Cannon, for that great shot of the scoreboard to at least kind of throw a hint out to our KSL viewers. But yeah, we're here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and it could be. I mean, it might just be kind of a shortened game too if the Warriors can't get some bats going here.
Seacrest taking strike one from Bo Sampson. Bo's only thrown 34 pitches now, averaging just a shade over 10 pitches an inning. How efficient has Bo Sampson been?
Oh, he's been marvelous today.
And the 1-1 pitch and a shot to Petey Soto at short. Vacuum cleaner, hose job, 6-3 put out.
And just a strike to Brexton Starley at first.
Trying to think where Petey ranks as the smoothest looking shortstop that I've seen in almost 20 years of calling high school baseball games.
Yeah.
And he's right up there.
He really is right up there.
So Canyon's had some good shortstops over the years. Dixie, Desert Hills, Pineview, Marcus Littlewood comes to mind. But Petey's right there, man. He is fun to watch, and that one looked pretty easy.
A couple of shortstops as of late. I think Kaylor Yates would kind of go up into that category. Maybe even Peyton Gubler as well.
Pop up out to right. Baldwin coming in, and then slows down and makes the catch for out number 2. Sampson is on his stuff today, and 2 away here for Sam Lindsay, the senior, one of 3 Snow Canyon seniors. Him and Herman and Loveland. Herman, of course, pitched yesterday. Left when it was 3-2, but they could not get any more runs, and Crimson was able to score 9. Sam would love to get a hit here in what could be his final high school baseball game ever. inside, 2-0. Sampson not going to groove one to Sam Lindsay, who has 10 home runs this year. Sam has had a remarkable career. He's been starting for Coach Seacrest since his sophomore season, which is tough to do at SC with the baseball factory they've had over the years.
Yeah.
Lindsay taking there, 3-0. Sam Lindsay hitting .392. Hayden Smith leads the team with 36 RBIs. Sam has 35 RBIs. How about 71 runs batted in between those two guys?
There's a strike. 3-1 the count.
You know, you look at all this pop in the Snow Canyon lineup. As a team hitting .351. Kelly, 26 runs batted in on the year. You look
Lost
at
him.
Ryder Harrison, 28 runs this year. And Ryder is not in the lineup today. He's not playing in left.
Not even DH.
And not even DHing, which was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it was to me as well.
But, you know, ran into the wall early in the week. Played yesterday, but maybe just feeling a little off. Something nagging him a little bit. And I don't know if he's available to pinch hit potentially or not.
And he's a big bat in that lineup for the Warriors.
Oh, yeah, he's hitting .400 this year.
That's a big miss. That's a
7 home runs.
That's a bat that you definitely miss when you don't have it in the lineup.
1-0 pitch here. Lindsay aboard with the walk. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Kelly had a conversation about where that pitch was at with the home plate umpire. And now he steps back into the Buck Brand Beef batter's box. Bo Sampson, lefty pitch, swing and a miss. Might have foul tipped it into the glove there. I think he did. Strike 2.
That was that curveball they've been working on. And that broke down towards the right-handed hitter's back foot.
Swing and a miss. It does get down in the tank. Kelly doesn't run. I don't know if he thought he didn't get a piece or what, but they'll throw it down to first. And do get a runner aboard, but can't do anything with him here as Bo Sampson has been nearly flawless in this game. And the Mustangs lead it 10-0 on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard here on the Fan Sports Network, KSLSports.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's.
I'm glad you asked. Kip is the mascot of House of Jump, and he offers trampoline.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Utah Valley 4A State Baseball Championships. Tonight's game brought to you by Red Bed Regeneration. Go get lit with their red light therapy beds developed by NASA for astronauts. Red light therapy used to heal scars, help reduce inflammation, decrease your pain in your body, help people burn fat faster. For more information or to schedule, go to redbedregen.com. Here is Maynard. And quickly the count goes to 1-1. I will say this, Kyson Goetz has come in and done a nice job, kind of steadied the ship.
Yes.
So to speak.
Well, and he's the one, like I said earlier in the last inning, he's the one pitcher that has come in and actually done what Coach Seacrest was hoping that the two previous pitchers would do when he talked to us in the pregame show, was throw strikes. Challenge these hitters. Don't walk.
Yeah, walked one, struck out one. He's went 1 2/3 work. And Talon Kelly started this game, went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits and 7 runs, 4 of which were earned. But the other 3 were on a throwing error. Swenson just went a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits and 3 runs, all earned. He also walked 1. 4 free passes. Plus, and that's a double down the line. Maynard taking a big turnaround first, and Ty Maynard cruising down to second, sliding safely with a double to lead off this inning. And they got this thing, if you're not watching on the live stream, where if on a double they always drop the hammer,
right,
and the dugout goes boom. And that was just inches fair. Good piece of hitting by Maynard. Tournament, huh?
Yeah, both Maynard boys have really had great tournaments, both Ty and Tate.
And a rip shot into the alleyway, and this is going to be another extra base hit. It 1 hops off the base of the wall. Petey Soto's going to have an RBI triple, and it's 11-0 Mustangs.
Why not, Petey? Why not?
Petey Soto Jr., a bin blaster's blast into the alleyway. And watch how it just jumps off the turf. 1 hops the wall. Nothing anybody could do about that one.
No, and here's another hitter that can do damage as well.
3rd hit off of Goats for this Mustang team. And Evans, big swing. Hayden going back. This one carrying all the way to the wall, and he makes the catch inside the park on the warning track. It's just a deep out for Trey Evans as he flies out a couple feet shy of leaving the yard.
But it was certainly deep enough for Petey Soto Jr. to tag up and score. So a productive out.
Sack fly. Yep, you're right. And you'll take that. Productive out, as you call it. And it's 12-0 Mustangs. And now Starley will step out of the box as Smith will take a slow walk out towards Goats. Brandon Lyon will come out. And he is going to make a move, I believe. And they're going to go deeper into the bullpen. And I think that's Jackson Kirby down there.
Now, at this point, are they just getting players in to have an opportunity to play in a state championship game? I mean, 'cause I think Goats is throwing well. He's been the most impressive Warriors pitcher today. And I'm just wondering if this is just something to, I mean, you're down 12-0 here in the top of the 5th. Maybe, maybe only 3 more outs for the Warriors.
And I think when Brandon Lyon, the pitching coach, pointed, I think somebody quickly got up and started getting loose. So I actually don't think we're going to have a pitching change here. I think he just wanted to buy some time for the bullpen to start getting loose.
Okay.
And no, actually we are, I think, going to have Kyson Goats stay in the game. So no change.
Okay.
Goats will stay. And Starley will go back to the Buck Brand Beef batter's box here. 12-0. I'll be the first to admit I did not think that it would be like this today.
I did not either. No, not a chance.
Now you see Crimson, play well. They have all year. And obviously, this one is getting away from the Warriors, but Bo Sampson, you got to just give him credit.
Oh, here we go,
And
Starley.
this one is going to go back and fly out of the yard, up on the berm. Another home run, his 9th of the season. Bye-bye baseball.
2nd of the tournament over here at UCCU Ballpark. He might want to rethink about CSI. He may want to rethink maybe coming here to Utah Valley. He likes this park.
Starley. Bye-bye. Swing of the bat. And it out of here.
That's just kind of the explanation point right there. Wow. The kid's having a heck of a tournament up here in Orem Provo.
And down low, ball one to Tyler West. Ty West, the center fielder, stepping in for the Mustangs. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Goats is now at 52 pitches in relief. That one outside. 2-0 the count. Rex Starley.
I'm looking over at his parents right now, and big smiles over there in the starter camp. Big smiles.
And it cannot be unnoted as West tries to go the other way, but it's foul. Well up out of play. How impressive Starley was in relief the other day.
Yeah.
Coming in and closing the door.
You know what job I don't want, Devin? I don't want the job of having to try to pick a tournament MVP here.
Starley's in the mix.
That's what
Baldwin's
I'm saying.
in the mix.
Several.
Ross has already got 2 wins under his belt, and he was impressive Tuesday
Sampson
and
with
last
what
night.
he's doing today. I mean, I'm telling you what, I don't want that job.
Chopper over the head of Goats, up the middle, and it's going to be a 1-out single for Tyler West, who's 2 for 4 in this ball game.
And again, it's just a hit parade, Devin. I mean, they have now 12 hits, 13 runs.
And here comes Coach Seacrest, and I think that'll do it for Kyson Goats. Nets on fire. Meeting on the mound, and we will see a reliever come in here for the Snow Canyon Warriors. We'll tell you about it when we come back. All Mustangs, they are closing in on a back-to-back state championship here on the Fan Sports Network. Stay with us.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Region 10 Sports is brought to you by Nets on Fire, the premier training and event facility in southern Utah. High-level individual and group training catered to your athlete, plus the best camps, clinics, tournaments, and showcases in the West. Visit netsonfire.org.
The sophomore right-hander, and Chase Goats, Chase Swenson, and Chase the starter, Tank Kelly, and Crimson just swinging it. Go back to that big home run. This was Rex Starley moments ago, just another bomb, and that's a donut run, home run, second in this series for
as far as his first one. But plenty far enough for the big first baseman, catcher, pitcher, power hitter.
That's out of any park, Mark.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is so much room for clearance. I mean, any college baseball park in the country, any high school baseball park in the country, any MLB stadium, both those home runs Breck Starley hits, that gets out of any ballpark. Those were bombs.
He has barreled up several pitches this for a state tournament.
Dewey Gibb has pitched 2 innings in varsity this year. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He's faced 7 batters. Pitched a lot in JV, but not extensively in varsity game, but this is one of those moves where, okay, they're starting to get a beat on Goats. It's 13-0. This kid's going to be an integral part of our team next year. Let's get him a look and get him a taste of the state tournament and see if he can come in and show off that right arm. A guy that Crimson has not seen this year in a varsity game. McKay Wright with 1 out, 1 on. Ty West over there first after the single up the middle, and a shot to right, and the hits just keep coming. The 13th hit of the game off the bat of McKay Wright. He's now 1 for 3 after his first single of the afternoon. A laser bin blaster's blast to right field.
Yeah, like you like you say, Deb, it's just a hit parade right now. Now they're just showing off. Well,
they just continue to be so uber focused at the plate. Quality at bat after quality at bat for Coach Abbott.
Yep.
High ball one to Tate Maynard. Tate 1 for 2.
Still just one out here. Oh, ball got away from the bullpen down there.
RBI for Ty Maynard, 2 RBIs for Petey Soto. Trey Evans has 2 RBIs in this game. Breck Starley has 3 RBIs after that solo. No, it was a 2-run home run, wasn't it? Was there any? No, it was another solo shot.
It was a solo shot, yep.
And then RBIs from Tate Maynard and Still Barbin. 10 of the 13 runs are earned off Warrior pitchers for Coach Abbott and the Mustangs. 13-0 on the Wilkinson South Lighting scoreboard. Dewey Gibb in relief. Just gave up a hit up the middle off the bat of McKay Wright, trying to bear down on Tate Maynard, and it's a 2-1 count. Peeking in on that 4A softball state championship game. You know, yesterday was Bear River and Ridgeline in game 1, and it was the Ridgeline Riverhawks winning 3-2. So Bear River will have to try to win 2 today if they want to be softball 4A champs. Shot to short, Seekers flips it and ends. Nice double play, 6-4 to 3, and that'll do it. So Dewey Gibb comes in, gets a hit given up, but then gets a double play ball. But not before 3 more runs on 3 more hits, including a blast off the bat that left the yard for Breck Starley. And the Mustangs flexing the championship muscles, leading Snow Canyon 13-0 here on the Fan Sports Network.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
UCCU will provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer or stop by any branch.
Playmaker of the game.
This is...
Hey, we're back. Devin Dixon, Mark Musgrave here in the booth. State championships here from Utah Valley University. Kate Formaster producing video stream. Ken Seacrest, as well as Rory Brosnan back in St. George Fan Sports Network Finley Hyundai Studios. 3 defensive outs is all Bo Sampson needs to go back-to-back ships for this Mustang baseball program.
Yeah, amazing. This is such a great bunch of kids. I'm going to say young men now. They're young men. It's a great group of young men here on both sides. Let's not discredit what the Warriors have done this year for sure. But yeah, the Warriors or the Mustangs looking to go back to back, and that is very difficult to do.
First pitch is strike down the middle, slow roller to second, backhanded by Barbin, throw over.
2 outs away.
4-3 the put out. And here is a pinch hitter into the game.
And why not, right? Get some of these, maybe some of these underclassmen a little opportunity here in a state championship game.
This is Rowley. This is only his second varsity at bat of the season. And Rowley is, what, 6'4", 6'5"?
He's a tall kid.
And Sampson starts him off with an inside fastball for a called strike 1. And a foul straight back now quickly. 0-2.
Wonder what the butterflies are like out there for Bo Sampson. If he has any, if he's just still like fully engaged, which I'm sure he is, but I wonder if some of those thoughts start to kind of creep in.
Update from over at BYU in the state track meet. Trevor Goff of Snow Canyon is the 4A boys state 300-meter hurdles champion. Been getting some updates on some of the great performances. There's a shot to third. Maynard across the diamond, 1 out away from a victory is a 5-3 put out. Sampson getting grounders and outs. And of course, Sampson was the pitcher on a state championship Saturday last year at Brucehurst in this same noon game. And Bo Sampson is going to get lifted here for probably Aaron Morris is my guess, because Morris has had such an integral part of this team. He's working on 2-day rest, and I think this is Coach Abbott saying, great job giving the curtain call here to Bo Sampson in his senior season, and also letting Morris come in to pitch and finish this game off. And I think this is kind of a cool moment with Sampson and Morris. Morris himself gets the ball from Bo Sampson, who leaves with a no-hitter. Didn't give up a hit.
Amazing.
In this game. I'm sure Bo would have loved to get the final out, but I think he understands the moment. I think this is a great move and a classy move for Coach Abbott to get Morris the ball.
And the way that Bo Sampson reacted to the move as well, very classy. He's a teammate, you can tell. He loves Aaron Morris. He knows that Aaron has gotten him out of trouble before in other region games and so on and so forth. So this is his time to hand that ball over to Morris for his last high school appearance on the bump for the Mustangs.
You know, sometimes you don't get an opportunity, and sometimes you got to take advantage of the opportunity. And I love this here. I love the way Sampson gets to come off and get some love, and the crowd giving him the appreciation. And now this would be another chance for a combined no-no by this staff. And Morris has been part of 2 of those during the regular season with Javen Ross. And now he's got a chance to finish this off. He just needs 1 out.
Yeah.
So Morris taking his warm-up pitches. We're going to keep it right here. Pitching change brought to you by Nets on Fire, Southern Utah's premier indoor basketball training facility. Visit netsonfire.org to learn more. If Morris can get this final out here against Ledger Ship,
amazing,
then we'll have some Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game. We'll go down on the field for some Intermountain Sports Performance interviews. Mark, you're going to head down to the field.
Yes, yes.
Try to talk with some of the Mustangs, Coach Abbott, some of the select players. And 13-0 Mustangs, 1 out away from going back-to-back state titles. And it'll be 10 straight years in baseball that the title is going back to a Region 9 or a Region 10 team. Morris outside, ball 1 to Ledger Ship. Ledger, just a junior. He'll be back next year, an integral part of this. Actually, just a sophomore, excuse me. Be a junior next year.
Must have just missed down low.
2-0 the count. Morris committed to Coach Fatenauer at Utah Tech about a week ago. Maybe closer to a week and a half ago. I'm trying to remember the exact date, but recently, very recently.
Yes.
Was going to go to California, had a preferred walk-on out there, Cal Poly, I believe it was, but
it was going to be in
decided to stay at home and play for the Blazers,
like the Seaside Otters.
Okay, Cal State Monterey Bay.
Yeah, Cal State Monterey Bay.
And Ship, grounder to the third.
Here we go, Dev.
Maynard 5-3. State champs for the 2nd consecutive year. Mustangs win it. The final 13-0 as they celebrate in the infield. Crimson Cliffs for the 2nd consecutive year champions. Tip of the cap to Coach Seacrest and the Warriors. But it is the Mustangs taking home the title. Morris comes in to get the final out in his final game. Bo Sampson and Aaron Morris combined to no-hit the Warriors here today. 13 runs on 13 hits, 1 error. Your final line score brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for the Warriors. Mustangs celebrating. We'll come back. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show, interviews, reaction, awards, all coming up on the Fan Sports Network, KSLSports.com.
In Utah, we love our sports. At KSL, we live and breathe sports. Wherever the action is.
Look who we found in Pasadena.
We're there. Wherever you are. Tune in. On air, online, and on the new KSL Sports app. We cover it all. From high school to pro. And the only radio team that's home to the Utah Jazz. KSL Sports Live and KSL Sports Zone. The one team that never stops tracking your teams.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
For the AWP Playmaker of the Game.
Mustangs, Warriors, shaking hands, crosstown rivals. Second consecutive year these two teams have met. And it's got a sting for the Warriors to get to the championship series 2 games in a row and to go down. And the Mustangs go back-to-back. Mark Musgrave is downfield level. We're going to get some interviews with Mark in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, boy, oh boy, some unbelievable moments in this game. First, you could tell from the get-go that Bo Sampson was on point, and I don't think there's any question he has got to be your Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game. Had some really big strikeouts, let his defense flash the leather behind him. Solid starting performance, just like Ross gave the Mustangs yesterday by Bo Sampson. 4 1/3, walked 1, struck out 4. 4 strikeouts on the K meter, presented by S&S Mechanical, and here's one of them right here as he got Makayo Swinson to go down swinging. Another one here. Look at the elevated pitch. Sechrist couldn't find it. And Sampson, another S&S Mechanical strikeout over Kelly. Just absolutely playing catch and a great performance. Hardware player of the game, Bo Sampson, here inside of our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. They are presenting the trophy. Coden Herman, Braden Loveland, and Sam Lindsay, the 3 seniors, go out to grab it. You can see Herman with the trophy. They didn't want the second place trophy, but still, hang your heads high, Warriors. And now here's the announcement from the public address announcer here, introducing your 4A state baseball champions, Rusty Taylor, the principal of Crimson Cliffs, to present the trophy. As fans are going to get pictures, and there's the trophy as it's handed off to the players that celebrate between home plate and the pitcher's mound. They've got the Mustang little broom stick raised in the air, and the Mustangs have went back to back. I gotta go and while we wait for the guys to celebrate and get some interviews, let's go ahead and name our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. And a couple nominees, double play ball by Soto. Man, another blast off the bat for Breck Starley. If you love the home run, you could go with that one as your Playmaker Play of the Game. We appreciate Appliance Wholesalers Plus. You've had a ton of big nominees in this game. Let's go with this one. Another no-doubter. Appliance Wholesalers Plus, Playmaker Play of the Game. A donut run home run for Breck Starley. His second in the series. He had another one last night. He's 9 on the season, playing his final game, helping his team to back-to-back state championships. And, of course, go see the full lineup. The playmakers in the appliance business across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Our defensive play of the game, you got to look at Jager Baldwin again. Petey Soto rolled up a nice double play ball. Those are probably the top 2 that come to the mind. I'm kind of leaning Baldwin again. Now, today's diving catch was more of a slide dive than a head-first dive. There's the bucket, the Gatorade bath by Ross and Osborne. A couple of the pitchers got Coach Abbott on the backside. And now everybody framing up for a championship pitcher with all the media that is assembled here. Snow Canyon team is huddled down the third baseline. Here is a pop-up. This is just a little flare out to right field. Baldwin just cruising in. Then he commits, calls for it, and a sliding catch. There's your Morgan Pest Control defensive play. Again for the second day in a row. Flash on the leather. Loved what Coach Abbott said about him in our pre-game comments. If you're lucky enough to have a kid like Jager Baldwin on your team, then you really always got something. And I'm paraphrasing the quote, but it was, and Mark said at the time, man, it got a little choked up thinking about how much a kid like that means to a program. Jager Baldwin, your defensive play of the game, presented by Morgan Pest Control. Continuing to celebrate down on the field, Mustangs, your 4A state champs. And, of course, our Jersey Mike sub of the game in his final game, pretty easy. Go with Morris, got that ground out to end this one. Your Jersey Mike's sub of the game. He's been a starter. He's been a bullpen guy, a long reliever. He is going to play next level baseball, and that's the final out, a combined no-hitter between Sampson and Morris. And it only had to go 5, a 13-0 win for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs here at Utah Valley University, UCCU ballpark. Been so much fun. You know, this was a team in Crimson that came in as the 2 seed. Maybe had a little chip on their shoulder as the defending state champs, but the RPI slated them 2. They lose Monday to Green Canyon 5-1 and never lost another game, winning this best-of-3 series in 2 games, 9-2 last night and 13-0 today. Which is crazy to think because of the regular season, they split with Snow Canyon, 1-0 and 1-0. Both teams winning on their home field. We're getting close to Coach Abbott breaking and then media availability for coaches and players. And so we're going to keep it live here so we can get some instantaneous reaction down on the field from Mark, who is standing by as they are holding that championship trophy up. One more final hurrah. And now let's go down to the field here with Mark and our coach's comments in our post-game show brought to you by Intermountain Sports Performance. Intermountain Sports Performance. There is no off-season training packages available. Spots will fill up fast. So make sure and give Intermountain Sports Performance a call and get your kids locked in for some summer training to increase their vertical flexibility. 435-251-2299, the number to call from Logan to St. George, locations 5 of them. 435-251-2299, Intermountain Sports Performance. Appreciate Dr. Cody, got you covered with all your kids' dental needs. Get your kids' dental exams this summer. Cleaning, the exam, the x-rays. One low price for new patients, just $79 at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. And I think Mark is trying to get Bo Sampson. And let's go down to the field and see if Mark has Bo Sampson, the winning pitcher.
All right, I am here with the starting pitcher for game number 2, Bo Sampson. Bo, tell me what was going through your mind. How did you prepare for this game?
Well, to be honest with you, I've never been so sore in my life coming into this game, but with help of my parents, it's absolutely drilling my back with a massage gun. I felt prepared. You know, coming into this, I want to shout out our coach, Matt Staley, over there. He's our mental coach. He's been with us for 2 years now. We've won state 2 years now. So I feel like he's helped a lot, and he just tells us how to breathe, be humble, and just be grateful for what you got. And with that going through my mind, was fully prepared for this moment.
Now, as you enter the 5th inning, on the call, Devin Dixon goes, hey, this is the big story, the big headline that's during this game. I'm like, Devin, don't you dare say anything. You had a no-hitter going. Did you know that you had a no-hitter going?
Not until I got that last inning, but I knew that we were going to go get it. I told my coach in that 4th inning, I said, hey, I want to give Aaron one last out because, it's a team thing. He's a senior. I wanted to get him one last out. So I said, let me go out there, get 2 outs, and bring Aaron in.
That talks a lot about your unselfishness and your commitment to being a teammate. Bo, good luck at the next level. Congratulations on back-to-back championships, 5 2/3 of no-hit baseball. Go celebrate with your team.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Bo.
All right, thank you, Mark. That's Mark down.
I will grab a couple of more players here, let them kind of enjoy their moment. I've got Jager Baldwin lined up. I've got Petey Soto Jr. lined up here on the Fan Sports Network and KSL Sports. Jager Baldwin, come on over here.
Yeah, let's stay with Mark, with Jager, who's joining him.
Jager Baldwin, it is no secret. No secret at all on my feelings for you. Sorry, I can't even talk, Jager.
All right.
Tell me a little bit about your performance this week, this state tournament. What has this meant to you?
This has meant the world to me, man. Coming in that first game, I did hurt my shoulder, and just after that, I knew I would not miss this for anything. And I was just trying to make good contact on the ball and just find some holes.
One of the great things is we've got several of your unbelievable catches out in right field. You've been our Morgan Pest Control defensive player or play of the game for multiple games this state tournament. And I want to congratulate you on that, your grit of having a sore shoulder, being a team player, laying down a bunt when you couldn't swing the bat. What does it mean to you to win with players like Petey Soto Jr., Brexton Starley, Ty and Tate Maynard, Aaron Morris, guys that you've played with for some of them for 10 years?
I would not want to play with anybody other than these guys. I love these guys so much, and they just mean the world to me.
And Jager, I want to congratulate you again on a great 4A state tournament. Wish you the best of luck coming up here to Slick and playing some next level baseball.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Jager. Give me a hug. Thanks, my man. That's Jager Baldwin here on the Fan Sports Network. I'm going to grab a couple. I'm going to send it back to you, Devin, for just a few minutes. I'll round up my next interview here.
All right, thank you, Mark. Mark downfield level there, talking with Jager Baldwin, and before that, Bo Sampson. Bo Sampson now getting interviewed by a bunch of media. Again, him and Aaron Morris combined a no-hit and win it 13-0 today, and they go back-to-back state championships. Coach Abbott and the Mustangs school opened in 2019. Their first baseball season was 2020. COVID shuts down the season, and now 2 of the last 3 years. State.
Go get in your picture. Go get in your picture. Then get right back here.
He's got some play.
All right, I was going to have them here. I told the Twins to get into their team picture, celebrate for a second, but I am going to have them back here on the Fan Sports Network here in just a couple of minutes as they get a picture here.
We're inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Mark hanging out downfield level. We're going to go back down to Mark in just a second. Love this reaction. Love the live shots. Such a fun moment.
Okay, here we go.
I think Mark is waiting for
Ty and Tate Maynard are going to join me here on the Fan Sports Network, Devin. Again,
what up, Mark?
The Maynard, 2 of my favorite twins of all time. I've seen you guys play baseball so much over the past, what has it been, 7, 8, 9 years, ever since you guys were just little tiny dudes. What is it like to win back-to-back state championships, not just with your teammates, who I know you all love and adore, but as twin brothers? What does this mean to you? I'm going to go to you first.
Oh, it's been great. Not just the team, but talking about my brother. We've always dreamed of it, playing together on the field at the same time, and going back-to-back is crazy. One felt good, but two feels even better.
It's amazing, and both of you guys had such great tournaments. Talk to me a little bit about what's going to stand out for you in this. Who am I talking to? Okay, I got Tate here. I got to look at their numbers. So, Tate, tell me what's going to stand out to you in this 4A state tournament?
I think the biggest thing that stands out is like our first day. We came out kind of a little nervous and lost the first one. We battled all the way back, and like ever since that first game, there was no doubt that we were going to win. Every game since then, our situational hitting's been good, our quality at bat's been good, and we just figured out a way to come together and just one more at a time, one pitch at a time.
Now, one thing that you guys do a little bit differently, both of you, if I remember right, and if I observed correctly, the state tournament, is that neither one of you wear batting gloves.
I started wearing some just because it got a little slippery. You catch Tate, he throws the bat a lot. Hit an umpire one of the games. He's been doing it quite a bit, but yeah, I started too because my hands started getting a little slippery.
Tate, no batting gloves. Reason for it?
I just like to be able to feel the bat. Okay. I had some raws in this game. Felt pretty good.
Well, it definitely worked because you both had really great 4A state tournaments. You got hit both a couple of times, a little magnet. Both of you guys crowding the plate a little bit. I love your guys' approach to not just baseball, but your approach to being teammates as well. Maynards, congratulations on being back-to-back state championships.
Thank you.
You betcha. We're going to get Brexton Starley here as well. Double D, we feel good. Thumbs up. Great. We've got Brexton Starley. Again, one of my favorite players in the world. Brexton, tell me what it's like as your high school career is coming to an end.
You know, it doesn't really feel real yet. It hasn't really set in. I got one more bus ride, and after that talk Abbott just gave me, I'm just trying not to cry. Being here with you, too, you remember those days? I know you do.
I do, absolutely. I look back at those days so fondly, and I've shared stories on the Fan Sports Network and KSL Sports of our youth days and things like that. Hey, 2 home runs here at Utah Valley University here at UCCU Ballpark. I told Devin on air, I was like, you know what? He may have to rethink the CSI thing and maybe come here to UVU. Any idea, any thoughts on that, Brex?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-year school. If you wants me to come here after those, I mean, let me know. I'd be happy to come here.
I'm thinking that you like this this left field porch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I showed that, but obviously, yeah, I loved it.
Brex, congratulations on back-to-back championships. And you are truly a great, not just a great baseball player, a great young man. Devin Dixon, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mark. And, you know, what a good group of kids. I mean, the thrill for the Mustangs going back-to-back. And, you know, you can sense the emotion there on the field as these guys are just playing for each other. And what a team, and what a year, and what a championship for the second consecutive season. Again, a big tip of the cap to Dixie, who bowed out Thursday night, and Snow Canyon, who lost last night and lost again today, getting into this title game. But it's the Mustangs that are your state champions, 13-0. Adams Wealth Advisor statistics. In this one, you had 3 Mustangs multi-hits, and actually 4 Mustangs. Ty Maynard goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Petey Soto goes 3 for 4 today with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. You had Brex Starley go 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, including that home run we showed you moments ago and just talked with Mark there. Tyler West 2 for 4 today as well. 13 hits, 13 runs, a little haka, and Mustang celebration continues here field level after they win the state championship. All right, we're going to take a timeout, come back, put a final bow on this inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. Mustangs on top of the world.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grill right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Break. All right, we're back live. We're back live here, Johnson Pediatric postgame show. I think Mark wants to catch up with skipper Justin Abbott, get Coach's comments here, and then we'll put a final bow on this one.
2 minutes.
And Mark is going to hear from Justin Abbott, who, has got a little something brewing, man. A little magic. What a talented team. Great job for Coach Abbott. And, of course, the Mustangs and the Warriors for the second consecutive year faced off. And for the second consecutive year, Crimson is your 4A state baseball champions. And we thank all our sponsors that have been with us all year long: Intermountain Sports Performance, Mountain Land Supply, Bucks Ace Hardware, Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, S&S Mechanical, Buck Brand Beef, Donut Run, Nets on Fire, Jersey Mike's, Cache Valley Bank, Adams Wealth Advisors, Hearst Ace Hardware, Wilkins.
All right, Double D, we good to go?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to have Coach Abbott here in just a second as well. I've got the shortstop of the back-to-back state champions.
Yeah, you got that right.
You got that.
Keep going, Mark.
I'm going, my man. Petey Soto Jr. Petey, what was it like being out there today? Last game as a high school baseball player. Did any of those thoughts enter your mind today?
Yes, I was very scared for the game end. Very emotional towards the end. Because you only get one high school, 4 years of high school, that's all you get. But at the same time, I was excited because I get to go to college. Yeah. Sign to Utah Tech, get to stay in town, stay close to Region 10, still watch the games. I'll still be here to watch all the games, but
it was funny. Devin and I were talking as this game was coming to an end, and we were going through our data banks in our brains about some of the smoothest Region 9, Region 10 shortstops that have come through, and you are in the conversation, and that is quite a compliment.
Yeah, I just have lots of fun out there.
And you can tell because you're always smiling ear to ear. Ever since I met you in that taco shop in Mesquite, you have always had a smile on your face.
Tell them about that story.
Absolutely, I did.
The only reason I started playing travel ball is because of this guy, Mexican restaurant.
And who else?
My dad.
And who else? One more.
Jim Price.
And we brought up your dad as well, and I know that he has to enter your mind so much while you're out here playing baseball.
Yeah, he's like my only motivation for baseball. He's the reason why I started playing this sport.
Yeah. We were also talking to, Devin has his son Boston, who plays golf, and he has Tempest Line dancer. He's got golfer as well. We love watching our kids play sports. I love watching Landon play baseball. Wish your dad could have been here to enjoy this with you, but we know he is watching. He's looking down, and he has the biggest grin on his face right now. Am I right?
Yeah, I can still hear him laughing and yelling at me.
Yeah.
And oh, man.
Petey, good luck at the next level, and I'll be there to see you.
I appreciate it, Mark. Thanks, Petey.
You bet. All right, I'm going to have Coach Abbott step up here now, Double D.
I love it.
I've got Coach Abbott here with me, the head coach, the skipper, as some people might call this position, of the back-to-back state champions. Coach, your huddle that you had there, I was listening in. You got a little emotional. Tell us what that message was.
I had a hard time sleeping this morning. I woke up before my alarm for the first time this year, and I got on my phone and I just wrote these guys a message. I was just sitting in there in bed, and you know how I feel because you've known Jager for a long time, you know Petey for a long time, and I just started writing down. I told him, I said, today you're champions. I had no doubt in my mind that they were going to get the job done, and I just told them that they showed me a lot. They've taught me a lot about resiliency, and they've they're just a good group of kids, man, and best team I've ever coached.
Tell me what went into the decision. Bo Sampson, 5 2/3 innings of no-hit baseball, and to bring Aaron in. I loved Bo's response. I want to get your response as well to that.
So, of course, I'm looking at the scoreboard. I see 0 hits up there, and it kind of crossed my mind, but it didn't, and I haven't really thought about it. And Bo comes down to me in the dugout, and he goes, "Hey, I want to give Aaron that last inning." And I was like, but that's exactly the type of person that Bo is. That's the type of people and young men that we've got in this dugout, that they just want to get the next guy up. And we've talked about that a lot this year. And, I think that the biggest thing for me was that I wanted Bo to walk off this field for the last time and get that standing ovation from these people who have supported us for this longest time. And he did a phenomenal job. And nobody better than Aaron to come and close it like he's been doing all year. I think that's the 3rd combined no-hitter, 4th combined no-hitter this year. So they're just dogs,
Well, Coach, congratulations again, back-to-back. And you're right, the players that you have, I'm very envious that you got to coach them in high school, because I got to coach them as youth players. And I'm not a high school coach. I know that, but I know exactly the feelings that are going through you right now. I got a little emotional talking to Brexton and Jaeger. Just the end of one chapter, but it's the beginning of another chapter for a lot of these players, for sure, as they become young men and move on from their high school career. And again, congratulations to you, back-to-back state champions, and maybe there's a 3rd one coming up here shortly.
That's the plan.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Double D. This is Mark Musgrave, the voice you know on the Fan Sports Network.
Great job downfield level, Mark, and great comments there from Coach Abbott. Love the situation there to get the standing O for Sampson, and then obviously get Morris that final out, which he got the ground out to end this game. Hugs for, the Warrior fans as their players are now exiting stage left. Mustangs still kind of soaking it up here on the field as they are celebrating, like Mark said, a back-to-back state championship. The final score, 13-0. I was thanking some of our sponsors that have been with us all season long. Wilkinson's, Hearst, Morgan Pest Control, Red Bed Regeneration, Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans, Ben Blasters, AWP, Rally Stop, House of Jump, Luke Udy, Finley Subaru, and our title sponsor, The Boulevard. Couldn't get on the air, broadcast all these games, simulcast these games on radio and on the live stream without our help of our great local sponsors statewide, and especially the ones down in southern Utah. We ended up with the head-to-head showdown, a rematch from last year with the same result, and it was Aaron Morris getting that last out, as Coach said, for another combined no-hitter and celebration. They're going to enjoy the bus ride. They're going to enjoy the weekend for the seniors. They go out on top. Graduation is going to be something pretty special. Tip of the cap again to Coach Sechrist. Their 3 seniors, Braden Loveland and Coden Herman. And what a fun guy to call games in him and his teammate Sam Lindsay. And the rest of everybody on this Warriors team coming back. So it's going to be fun. That's going to put a bonus. Special thanks to Trevor Allen and Nate Dowdle letting us partner with them on KSLSports.com. Thanks to everybody in St. George's who couldn't make it up for listening and watching. Great job, Caden Formaster and Cannon Sechrist, Mark Musgrave. Big tip of the cap to our radio producer back in St. George and Rory Brosnan, who has produced every single game on radio this whole week. Great job, Rory. And again, one special thanks again to our sponsors. If you need their products or services, please do so. That'll do it for us here. One more picture right now for the Mustangs. State champs of 4A in baseball, back-to-back years. Hope you enjoyed the coverage this year on the Fan Sports Network. Can't wait to have you back for football season. We've got Utah Tech football in the fall. We got Region 9 football in the fall as they'll switch back to Region 9 in a bigger floor classification, and that's going to wind things up for us. Final thoughts, Mark, before we sign off. That had to be fun for you. I know emotional seeing these kids now all grown up winning state titles, but you got to give credit where credit is due. And Coach Abbott said it best: the best baseball team he's ever coached. And a lot of these guys were here last year.
Yeah.
Lost guys like Jay Zestridge to graduation on that championship team last year, but most of those guys that won helped contribute. They were back, and what a special group last year's team and this year's team.
It was, and I may have been the wrong person to send down there because I did get a little emotional a couple of times, and the only way I would have gotten more emotional is if it was, Landon and his team. But there's boys on that team that I absolutely, certainly love. I've coached them for so many years. And I just want to congratulate them, and they're up there with that 2019 Desert Hills Thunder team that won state as one of the best baseball teams, one of the best high school baseball teams that I've seen. I mean, they are up there with that team. So yeah, that's kind of how in high regards that I put them.
They're soaking it up. The Mustangs, state champs, back-to-back. We'll see you in football season. And again, thanks for watching on KSL Sports, presented by UCCU Credit Union, and on radio, presented by The Boulevard. For our entire crew, I'm Devin Dixon saying it's been a blast bringing you the 4A State Baseball Championships.